Hello all, welcome to Colney. Myself, Paddy Davitt here after the press conference ahead of Burton Albion's visit to Carrow Road tomorrow. Let's start with Alec Neil first. Shall we've had complacency, that was the thing that I took from Alec's chat today.
Lack of, I think you mean.
Lack of, yes, indeed, lack of, avoiding it, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. 5 on the spin, Newcastle up next. Yeah, let's forget about little old Burton, newly promoted. Don't have a lot of players who most would have heard of. Nah, not a bit of it. Message all week. This is the one. And to be fair, straight after Everton, when I asked him Tuesday night who they fancied in the draw, the answer was there. It's, don't care. Focus on Burton. So, yeah, let's see if they deliver. They're certainly talking the right messages, because I don't think you can afford to take these too lightly. Unbeaten away from home in the league since Forest on the opening weekend. So, okay, they might not be what you'd say one of the stellar heavyweights in the division, but we've seen at Carrow Road already in the last couple of weeks, Cardiff and Wigan have come and made it very difficult. So it's all about attitude, I think, tomorrow. Yeah,
and what I noticed was that Tim came in before Alec was kind of saying the same kind of things as well about the battling, the fighting qualities, and it's great press conference from Tim. I thought I really enjoyed the way he answered his questions. I know he's got this character, but he's very intelligent individual, isn't he? And he articulates himself very well, unlike me.
No, he is, yeah, but it's kind of what you expect from him anyway. Little bits we've seen mainstream media, but more his social media footprint. That's the sort of guy he is. He's very open. He wants to engage with people, which is a nice trait. It's not always the case with certainly modern football and professional footballers, but he's certainly unique in that respect. And it was very good. He's clearly loves this part of the world. So does his fiancée, and more importantly, he's playing in the side winning games. So, at the minute, life is good, I would have thought.
And good to have him on board, because Alec mentioned how he'd kind of adapted to life in the Championship, and he'd had a chat with him, and he's sort of risen to the Championship task as the games have gone on.
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair comment, as they all have, to be fair. But for him particularly, with his background coming from top-end Bundesliga, I'd imagine that's been a big culture shock for him, and he basically alluded to that, didn't he? The physicality, the sore head from heading numerous balls every game, and a few whacks, which he thinks probably would have been red cards in other leagues from certain individuals. So yeah, it's been a tough learning curve for the boy. But I mean, there's no doubt in his ability or his quality. We saw that in the Premier League, but I think in broader terms, not just him, but as he said, in this league, it's a fight. It's a fight every week. You have to match that. You have to basically run as hard, tackle as hard, show as much commitment as every other opponent, and then most weeks Norwich's quality in that squad would come out. So, but what applies on a macro level, I think, applies to him personally as well. And but you can just see what an infectious character is, not just with the fan base, but with the players. I'd imagine he's a very popular and influential figure in that dressing room.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of the team news, we have Alex Tettey is not too far off, but I get the impression it won't be Saturday. No. Did he actually definitely rule him out? I can't remember now.
Well, he didn't definitely rule him out, but I don't think he's done a lot of training. And again, okay, we've started this chat by saying Burton's the most important one, but the reality is you'd want Tettey in your ranks at St James's midweek, so I don't think he'll rush him back, particularly as he was really effusive in his praise about Louis Thompson and what he did against Ross Barkley midweek. So I wouldn't be at all surprised to see either him or Malumbu come in, but ultimately he's also got Dorrans and Howson, who both scored in a win at Forest, so I don't think that's a major issue. But in terms of, he would appear to be probably unlikely to feature. Malumbu suffering with a foot, I think he said, foot problem, so I don't think we'll be seeing either of those personally, but you never know. Might see
Nelson, who is fit enough to feature, and I would guess he'll be on the bench, because the thing you don't want to forget the fact that the actual players who missed the game at Everton have won the last 3 games before that.
I think that's the reality, and it's a point I put to him. He probably admitted this is going to be the toughest team selection in terms of the 11 he's had all season, because effectively 2 sides this past week have gone and produced excellent results and performances. So, but let's just keep a sense of perspective, as you rightly say. That side has basically, he's put out in the last 3 league games, has delivered 9 points. And so I think he'll probably tend to go back towards the vast majority of them. I don't think there'll be too many of the Everton starters who'll get a look in from the start. But certainly the likes of Oliveira and maybe Naismith, I think we'll be seeing them on the bench, and what great options if the game dictates it, because it might be a game for patience, I think, Saturday.
Now, it's highly likely I've missed anything. Is there anything I've missed?
No, I mean, I asked him about the Murphys, and obviously there was a bit of fresh speculation post Everton about certain Premier League clubs looking at them. Now, obviously, let's be honest, any Premier League club worth their salt would be looking at these guys, what they're doing so far, and the headlines they're making. So I don't think that in itself is any great revelation, but certainly, in terms of if he had hypothetically a decision to make in January in terms of bids coming from the top tier, he's basically saying, look, this is the place for them. They're playing football, they're 21 years of age, they're playing week in, week out, starring as well. You go to a Premier League club, the reality is those lads will not be starting games, they'll be on the bench if they're lucky, and then careers can easily stall. Why risk that? So I think he more or less knocked that on the head. But as we know, scenarios throw themselves up in windows, so there might be a question to be asked nearer the time in January, but certainly for now, no, this is the right place for them. He says they're really good, switched on lads, feet on the ground, they want to play games, they're doing that. So, it's just speculation, isn't it? Which I'm unhappy about, because I thought at least we'd get 3 months of free gossip columns, rumour mills, but clearly not.
No.
So,
it's not even October yet.
The clock is already ticking. It's nearly Christmas, isn't it? So
heard it here first. Right, well, Pinken.com for all the coverage, analysis, previews ahead of the game at Carrow Road against Burton. And of course, the Pinken Show match day is on Mustard TV and will be online from 8:30 on Saturday evening. Cheers, Pad.
Top man. Cheers, Michael.
See you on the other side.